So possibly the worst kept secret has now been revealed. Springbok captain Siya Kolisi has been unveiled as a Sharks player this morning. Kolisi has officially parted ways with Western Province after his 11-year stay at the Union, having joined them after high school. Now, Kolisi's move to Durban could be the biggest contract in South African rugby history and one of the biggest sports contracts in this country. Now, our reporter, Justin Ford, had been attending the event and catching up with Siya Kolisi himself, and he joins us now just for a quick chat and a reflection of the press conference. A very good morning to you, Justin. So let's start off with the details. How long is this contract for, and how exactly is it made up?
Yeah, good morning, Morena, from Johnson's King Park. We've just concluded the press conference and also a one-on-one opportunity that I had with the Springbok captain, Siya Kolisi. So all we heard from the Sharks CEO, Edward Coetzee, is that it's a 3-year contract. No financial matters were discussed. What I can reveal also at the same time is Siya Kolisi leaving Western Province meant that he had to actually pay out Western Province, and that he did on his own accord to release him from their contract. So that is very interesting news. But a visibly happy Siya Kolisi to be able to be in Durban and really just restart his rugby career, notably at his own admission, 2020 was a year to forget for him in terms of rugby, his form, injuries, consistency, not being up there, so that's something that he admitted, but excited to be in the Shark Tank.
Now, Justin, of course, he is the Springbok captain. He was the Stormers captain for 4 years. So will Unveiled, who is the Shark captain at the moment, be handing over the reins?
Emphatic no, according to the Shark CEO, and that simply just means that Siya Kolisi comes in here wanting to really just give his rugby another chance. He admitted that he had discussed certain things with the coaching staff and the conditioning staff at the Sharks, and they really just want him to get back to his best in terms of just playing rugby, and that's something that pleases Siya Kolisi. For him, it really is rugby first, and captaincy at a later stage. So Unveiled will remain as the captain of the franchise, of the Union, as Siya Kolisi just really wants to fight to earn his place in the team firstly and really start playing his best rugby again post the Rugby World Cup.
You touched base on his form and how happy, or rather unhappy, he was with his form in 2020. We did, of course, have the recently concluded Currie Cup where Western Province, led by Kolisi, made it to the semi-finals. So what is his judgment of his form post-Currie Cup?
So for him, it really just comes down to, he admitted post the Rugby World Cup in 2019, the Springbok players were given an extended resting period after having been in Japan for quite a long time, even before the actual tournament. That followed the opening match where he actually suffered an injury. That recovery took some time, and then returning again, another hamstring injury that he suffered. So for him, really, it's to be able to get back to that certain conditioning that he's accustomed to, so that he can really, again, fight for his place in the Sharks team, which he's excited about. Some young talent that they've recently signed from the SA schools level, so really just wanting to contribute to this union.
Justin, Siya has always been a very humble man, even in the face of success that he's achieved since 2018 when Rassie Erasmus came in. He still kept his feet on the ground, but I'm sure he does know that he's going to walk right into that number 6 jersey at the Sharks, because there isn't exactly a Springbok who's taking over, who's got that number 6 or number 7 jersey in the Shark team.
Absolutely. I think that, furthermore, his discussions with the coach talks about the fact that they really just want him to be at his best conditioning-wise. And with that being said, eventually slotting into their team. So there's no pressure, getting him into the starting lineup. But surely he'll be fired up to know that he can contribute to this team. He's got his former teammate, Sikumbuzo Noche, at number 8, that he can join and link up with. So it's something that excites him. And, leaving Western Province, was a sad time. And he talks about being very emotional on the final day when he drove to Western Province to say goodbye and farewell to his players and coaches and so forth. He talks about actually stopping his car and crying, and that's something that I got from him in that one-on-one interview that we're looking to play this weekend. But Siya Kolisi excited to be at the Sharks. He said, if there was anybody else within South Africa, and that's another point he makes, he was always wanting to stay in South Africa and not go play his rugby overseas. And if there was any other union besides Western Province, it had to be the Sharks. And that's where he is.
So he says he stopped his car to just, shed a tear after leaving a place he'd known as home for 11 years. We know his wife, Rachel, also went onto her Instagram page to post a very touching post on her page there. How did the team, and the coaching staff at Province take his departure?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what he had said. And he posted some pictures with the players after having a little bit of a farewell party for himself. A very emotional time, but also a time where he feels that he had made a discernible change within the setups of that union, giving others like himself hope of a similar kind, kids in the various communities, just giving them the opportunity to play rugby. So he feels he left the union in a better place, but surely emotional. But he also said to me off camera, you know what, Justin, I woke up this morning in Durban very happy, very excited for my new journey, and 11 years of doing the same thing every day, day in, day out, surely must become a bit tedious. So he's excited for his new journey.
Justin, thank you very much for joining us. That is our reporter, Justin Ford, at Durban, where he was